Matt Ivan here. This last weekend in the Fort Worth stockyards, we had the Red Steagall cowboy gathering. Now, right along with that, we had 15 chuck wagons show up that were 100% authentic with what I can only describe as very enthusiastic historical reenactors that happen to be really good chefs at the same time. We had old guys that were coming out from the ranch, people that were old gunslinging reenactors, enthusiasts, historians. People were coming out and telling stories. It was a really fun weekend. But I got to tell you, some of these old guys, their wit runs so fast, it's like being in a boxing match. I saw 4 guys walk up to each other, and a couple of them hadn't seen each other in a while, and one was introducing another. And right off the bat, this guy says, "Hey, Elmer, have you met Indian Joe?" And the first guy turns and says, and I think it was Elmer, he says, "Indian Joe? Why do they call you Indian Joe? You don't look like you're Native American." Well, Indian Joe, he turns and says, "Well, they called me that as a kid." And then Elmer cuts him off and says, "That? I can't believe somebody would call somebody that." Well, Indian Joe just kind of nodded like, okay, that was funny. But then he continues, "Well, they called me Indian Joe as a kid, and it stuck." Well, Elmer comes back with, "Well, Stuck, it's good to meet you." Now, within a couple of minutes, they had exchanged at least 4 or 5 fast-moving, witty comments, and it really was like being in a boxing match, and all of them had that little smirk like they were getting away with something. I mean, it was pure entertainment. At one point, one of them said something about getting a 1974 Chevy pickup truck, and he's finally got it running. And one of the other guys, his response was, "Well, I got a duck at home that doesn't smoke." Now, for those of you that don't speak cowboy, what he just said was, that ain't nothing special, and I got something that ain't nothing special back at the house, too. At the end of the day, I had more fun walking around talking to these old guys, but I also learned quite a bit about our history, about the stockyards, and about the cattle drives, and a lot more than I thought I knew. Now, later this week, I'm going to be out in the middle of the street with a microphone during the cattle drive. Come on out, see the cattle drive at 11:30 and at 4 p.m. every single day in the stockyards. Be good to each other. Call your mama. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you at the rodeo.